What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I'm going to be reviewing Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Now, this code was given to me, actually, from Aspire Games, so thank you very much for the code. Just all full transparency. That's not going to hold back anything I have to say in the review, but this code was provided to me on the PS4. So here's where I stand on this game, okay? This game, obviously, is the 1999 game, and it is pretty much ported over. There are, I would say, no massive, huge, graphical leaps, no graphical gameplay things. And while that would, I think, honestly deter a lot of people from playing this game, I will tell you this honestly. The game, this is from 1999, the game still kind of holds up. I feel like there's not the biggest challenge in the world in this game. Multiple times when I was racing in it, I would literally immediately just go right by other people, right? So you have like 12 racers normally in a match. I was doing mainly tournament mode, which again, very good variety, very good amount of really everything in this game. It's an old game, okay? And I would say not all that much has been done to bring it up to 20. I mean, this is not a remake, right? This is not some glorified remaster. This is basically the 1999 game again. And again, maybe that sounds a little bit disappointing. Maybe that sounds a little bit negative. I would say in that way, we've gotten a lot of games that have had remakes. We've had a lot of games that have had remasters. With that being said, this game is a $15 game. This game is not the most expensive game in the world. And so honestly, when I look at games, okay, I will be honest with you, I do tend to rate them or kind of put my expectations on them based off of the price, okay? Games like The Last of Us, really any $60 game, I think, is going to be judged accordingly, okay? If the game is $40, it'll be judged according to that. Honestly, even if we just look around the gaming, industry in general, we've seen a lot of examples. Obviously, Last of Us, very recently, right? A $60 game. We have like Ghost of Tsushima, stuff like that. Destroy All Humans, I believe, on consoles will be $40. I would honestly judge that game slightly less. I mean, you're paying less for it. You're not expecting the triple, I guess not even necessarily the AAA, because I think games that are smaller can actually end up being better than games that are bigger. But you're not expecting a $60, I think, value for that game. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, that game just came out. That game is $30. So honestly, I will grade it kind of accordingly to, okay, is this game worth half the price of like 90% of other games? You know what I mean? So you got to consider stuff like that. Then you have, actually in the reverse order, you have a game like Fast and Furious Crossroads, which is a game that looks like it should be $15, but is actually going to be a full price $60 game. And honestly, you've got to judge it on being a full price game. I would honestly judge it less severely if it was going to be $15 to $20. So when it comes to this game, the difficulty I just don't think is there. I don't think it's that hard of a game. But honestly, the controls, I am shocked. I don't remember ever playing this game growing up. I've heard of it. I knew this game existed in the past. I didn't know like what year it came out. But again, 1999. I don't think I had ever played this game before. The controls are actually pretty darn solid. And the variety of the maps, making your turns works really well. I think just the biggest thing that's going to kind of push people away is, again, we're living in an age of remasters and remakes, and this is not that. This, you boot it up, it's literally that. I mean, you can tell immediately from everything in this game that it is that version. It is the 1999 version. And so that definitely, I think, will push people away. But if you get by that, I really think it's actually a very solid game. Again, there's customizable things in this game. There's different things to do. There's free play. There's also tournament mode again. And again, although the difficulty isn't there, I do think there's something to be said of going around in pod racing, which, by the way, besides Darth Maul and besides the Duel of the Fates at the end, I think pod racing is one of the cooler scenes in episode. I think that's kind of like a universal fan thing, right? Not necessarily Anakin saying, now this is pod, or obviously that was later, but none of Anakin's little quirks in the pod racing scene did I like. I absolutely did not. But and Anakin is in this game, by the way. But in general, that was one of the better parts of the actual, the first movie. And I think that it honestly translates well, pretty darn well. Would I have liked it to be remade from the ground up? Did it want me? When I played this game, here's what it actually did. all it did is make me want to play either a remake, like a brand new Star Wars pod racing game. That's what it wanted me to do. Or secondly, it kind of made me want to do like a Mario Kart in terms of Star Wars. Like I was thinking like, man, wouldn't it be cool if you could like use abilities and different like weapons and power-ups and stuff to destroy the enemy and stuff? I mean, that would have been very, very cool. Again, I think the biggest weakness is the fact that it's not, made for 2020, and the fact that the difficulty, maybe I'm good at the game. I think I did immediately kind of jump in. I think I was reasonably good at it. I'm not the greatest racing person in general, but I think the controls are very smooth, very fluid. I feel like, now again, I don't know any way of judging that. Maybe that was the team that, brought us this game, like right now. Maybe they worked with the, the actual gameplay to it, because it does feel very smooth. Does it, again, feel like a racing game in 2020? No, it absolutely does not. But it does feel smooth. It does feel really, really good. This is a very solid game, I would say. Would I get this game if it was not given to me? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think for $15, it's something that you can take a risk on. If it's a dead if it's like a dead period, when you don't have a lot of games to play, this game I don't think isn't worth it. I feel like $15 isn't all that much. If there's nothing else to play. Again, and one more time. For $15, you judge it differently. I mean, $15 is not a lot of money. $15 is not the price of SpongeBob, Destroy All Humans, Ghost, Last of Us, Fast and Furious even, right? This is a much smaller game that I think does have a good amount in it, even though it doesn't really feel like it belongs in 2020. So guys, let me know in the comments below. Have you played this game? Did you play it in the past? And that's another thing I think to quickly mention. I feel like that maybe would help this game. If you've played this game in the past and you're playing it again now, maybe it does something for you that it didn't do for me. Again, I didn't play it back then, so I wouldn't know, if it kind of like sparked any memories of me, but definitely could have a different kind of, reflection on somebody, if they played it back when it first came out. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Have the bell icon turned on so you know when these videos go up. And thank you so much for watching, guys. I truly appreciate it. And I hope to see you all on the next video.